Useless.
Artosis.
It's time
It is.
for game number 3. Can a hero close it out 3-0?
I think it's very possible.
I thought this was going to be so close.
I know.
I thought it was going to be so close. I was hemming and hawing. I'm like, who's going to take it? Who's going to take it? I'm like, I think 3-2 SuperNova. I don't know. I think 3-2. I tell you what, it's a good thing I don't do things like liquid bets, man, because I would have gotten this one wrong, it looks like.
Yeah, I used to do liquid bets, but
What
I was
sick
always
cred I
wrong.
would
Like,
lose.
I feel really stupid now.
And then some guy wins.
There's no way that I should be wrong because I've had to follow every game because I had to cast it.
You know, Hero's he's playing fantastically, and SuperNova is having a hard time keeping up. Next map, Atlanta Spaceship. This is a really good map for Hero, man. I like this map for PvT, I gotta say. Maybe it can be hard to stop drops at times, but it is just such a long map. By the time Terran gets across, Protoss has 3-3 and Colossus, man.
Yeah, well, the only obvious thing Terran can do is drop, which sort of takes that advantage away in a way, because for us, it's just like, all right, well, I'm going to put a bunch of Stalkers and Zelts in my main.
And then what are you going to do? Nothing. That's
Nothing,
what.
Man.
Lose your medevacs or turn around.
I hope that we can go to a Game 5. I don't want to actually have another 3-0.
I feel like it's going to be
Yesterday
a 3-0,
was
man.
so short, and it might happen again today. Or at least be close to that. What, it's 7
Squirtle?
now?
I hope Tasia Squirtle's long
Well,
at
it
least.
better be.
Jeez,
man.
Imagine 3-0 we're out in like an hour and 50 minutes.
For breaking records.
Then the finals, of course, will be a 4-0.
Well, I will say this is actually just a good map for Protoss. As we were talking about earlier.
I like it for Protoss.
It's generally a good map for Protoss, and a PvT is a map where it's big and open. You can expand, and you're not expanding towards the Terran. There's not a lot of areas where medevacs are safe. Yeah. Which there's only a small area on this map, the upper left and the bottom right, where medevacs are safe.
Number
they
one,
can park there and basically not be killed unless an air unit gets there.
Number one thing I like in a PvT map, Tasis, is the travel distance. If it takes them forever to get across the map, the army they're left with is not nearly as powerful when it gets there.
Yeah.
If I can get 2 orphan rounds by the time the army they're left with gets there, I'm going to win that fight even if I cheated on tech, you know?
Yeah.
If I got 2 Forges and went Colossus, I'm still going to win that fight.
Well, it just, I mean, this is like, generally, Terran want to be on smaller maps. Nothing like tiny. I mean, not like Bloodbath, StarCraft 1 or something, but, like Steps of War, for instance, which, of course, we got rid of a long time ago. But, yeah, I mean, here's a new challenge for Terran is try to dismantle a Protoss before it gets too big on a map that's hard to get close to. All right, game number 3, either SuperNova is going to have to pull a miracle, or Hero may be closing this out pretty damn quick. Here in Seoul, Korea, GOMTV.net gives you the best esports action in the world. We got Thor! There was a Thor making it, you're right. I didn't believe you the first time.
Magic box that thing. I don't even know where it is on the map. I keep looking for it.
He actually does. When we're casting, he's moving around the map with his preview screen trying to find that Thor. And the bottom left starting location, we have our Terran player. He found it. He found the Thor. We found our
that's a medevac.
Terran player. His idea
Shut up, Case. This is important.
That's a big medevac. Yeah.
Imagine how quickly that would heal your Marauders. We put like 100 Marauders in that, man.
So when I play on Tal'Darim Ultra and I see those statues that big, I think Protoss need to have units this big.
I know, right? Well, they have
so
the Colossus.
Cool. And the top, almost top center starting location, we have our Protoss player up 2-0. Will it be a 3-0? Well, we'll see. His ideas.
Liquid Hero.
This looks to me, I think we're going to see a Nexus first here. He's scouted on 9. I love his pylon placement if this is a Nexus first.
Yep.
Because then you can wall off your ramp really quickly if there's some crazy rush that comes. Because, like, no Protosses do this, but let's say you go Nexus first and there's SCVs and Marines coming. If you wall off your ramp, it gives you like 100 years to defend it. It's actually so good, but every Protoss just dies instead. They're like, nah, I think I'll just die.
Well, a lot of Protosses, when they do the fast expand build, like Nexus first like this, I don't think they're utilizing their building placement as much as they could.
Absolutely.
You know, in StarCraft 1, you had to like actually position every pylon perfectly so you could,
that's actually
marginalize the advantage vultures would have.
It's a big hole in StarCraft II players overall. It's a big hole. We see people place things wrong all the time, and that's something that people will get better with in time. So that's good. Because sometimes it drives me crazy. Now, I mean, based upon what he's scouted, I think it's going to be the Forge fast expansion.
I find this build really interesting. I think the only thing that can really counter it strongly is, Hellion drop. Fast Hellion drop.
If you go Reactor Hellion and into Stargate.
Misplaced.
Oh, wow. He actually switched and went into a gateway, which is fine. I mean, he can do either one. He's going to be fine. He scouted everything, but I love that he's scouting and trying to figure out which one he wants to do, because if they have a gas and you go for the forge one, you can just die. You can just fall over and die to stuff that they do.
It's kind of cool to see how trendy the metagame still is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's only a few exceptions. I think Nanowa's got his own way of playing the game, and I do genuinely think Hero does have his own way as far as Protosses go. But a lot of these other guys, I guess you could say, mimicking those two players in a certain degree, but not as sharply. Their playstyle is not as acute as those two.
His playstyle is very cute.
Acute.
Yeah, it's a cute playstyle.
All right. The SCV is going to do some scouting now.
Now, he went gate and then forge, so that's really interesting. So that's going to give him a quicker cybernetics core. Will he just go for a quick +1 armor, or is he going to make a cannon? I wonder. What
was the timing of the third pylon? I'm just wondering if maybe he made the second pylon and then was like, oh, I don't have a pylon for my front. I'll just get a gateway. No, I guess if he gets it that soon.
No. He canceled the forge before the second pylon.
Yeah. So 2 assimilators now on the way here.
Yeah, just pretty standard. From SuperNova, he's gone into 2 Raxes and 2 gases, so he's going to tech up. I don't like this against Nexus First all that much. I feel like Hero, if he plays well from here, I mean, he should be able to stop any timings that SuperNova has, and if he does, then SuperNova's going to be sitting there and being like, oh no, what do I do? Take my third base? Protoss is going to be taking his already. His upgrades are going to be behind because of the quick forge. It can be pretty rough.
SuperNova is one of these players that... Oh, go ahead, Artos.
SuperNova actually grabbed both gases as natural immediately. So I want to say that he's going to go into Cloaked Banshee, but this is interesting. You don't every day see someone get all those gases that quickly.
Well, obviously he's not just going to get a bunch of barracks now and just make marauders, that's for sure. Maybe is there some kind of weird Sky Terran cheese that you could do?
Because you can go Sky Terran
when
against
you're going
Protoss.
forge like this, it does give you the luxury of teching,
and in fact,
you can just use your minerals to defend. So maybe he's thinking that the Protoss is just going to burn all this gas, climbing up.
This is cool, man. Armory. He's making an armory. So I think he's actually okay. I know exactly what he's doing now. Okay. This is a build that we saw in Daybreak a lot for a while, where you actually go Thor, Banshee, you'll mix in Vikings if you need them. You'll probably get a Raven or 2. It depends on a lot of things that your opponent does, but basically it's a Thor, Banshee, Marine build. It can be very hard to stop. It was super popular in the Korean metagame for a while. But nowadays it's fallen off a bit. It was the go-to build for a month on Daybreak. And we'll see how quickly Hero actually scouts that, because he's gone up to a quick 4 gates with no robo. So it's oh wait, no, he made the robo as natural actually. It's not done yet though. Yeah, he's even getting that plating. All right, cool.
I think we can basically guess that this pylon at the bottom right, probably there to just try to spot for any drops. As mentioned, Protoss is going to be taking the center right, and or I guess upper right. You know what I mean? That third base there. The Banshee now almost out with Cloak.
Yeah, that Banshee. There is the Observer on the way, but the Observer should be across the map, and I wonder what he'll start after that. He's going up to a lot of gates. He's gone 7 gates, 4 gases. He has the Robo, and he has the Twilight Council. So I don't know that he's going to make an Immortal here. It doesn't look like the prime Immortal style build, which would be good. Okay, good. He started that second Observer. That's going to help him out a lot.
All right, Cloak now for the Banshee, hitting a bunch of probes here. The Observer's on the way, but of course Observer's a little bit sluggish.
Yeah, the other Observer turned around too.
Okay, he's going to keep trying to get as many probes as he can. Another kill here. And he will need to leave now. Oh my god. Nope, Observers are too slow. Stalker's fast enough. Oh, what? Oh, okay, second Observer. That was sick. Okay, wow.
That was really nice.
That was really nice.
All right, so... Oh, you know what's interesting is he's actually only going 1 Starport Banshee and 1 Factory Thor. Oh, wait, no, he does have that second factory. Never mind. It's in the natural hiding.
Well, we're going to have the Temple Archives coming up here. Hero in a lot of these games, taking his third base pretty late, especially considering a map like this, the distance.
That's true, actually. You know, one thing I really like about these Cloaked Banshees being pushed out just so quickly is that Hero still doesn't know that he's going Thors. And if you don't prepare for that, Thors with +2 armor, you know how long it takes to kill those things?
Yeah,
it's actually
he's
ridiculous.
not going to have enough Immortals, too.
Yeah.
Actually, here's what's smart about the build as well is that when you see Cloaked Banshees, I mean, what is the obvious response? You have to crank out Observers, and not one, and as you can see here, the Cannons as well, but not just one Observer. You're going to need maybe 2 or 3. And, of course, you need an Observer to scout and spot. So what does that do to the Terran? Excuse me, to the Protoss? It makes them not making Immortals.
Yes.
Now, Immortals are what are going to beat Thors. So
Indeed.
It's a really great way to kind of control the tech path, and I think that's one of the kind of focal points of the genius behind a build like this. It's not that Thors are so good against Protoss. They're actually not if the Protoss knows they're coming, but the fact that you're going to Banshees, you're forcing a tech shift, and then they're not going to have the units which allow them to be prepared for a situation like this.
Yeah, well said, Tasteless. Also, one thing I do want to point out, though, that Hero's a little bit lucky on because he didn't scout the Thors yet, is he's actually going for Templar Tech. And Templar Tech is going to do 2 things against these. It's going to feedback is good against Thors that have been around for a while because they get so much energy and you don't upgrade the strike cannons normally. And also, Psystorm will obliterate the SCVs and Marines. So he's still going to have decent units against it, but now he is starting Immortals. So it looks like Hero is keen to what's going on.
All right, now he's going to push. Okay, so I'm sorry, just going to do your keyboard for a second. There are no Immortals out yet. One is about to pop out, but that's just not enough.
Yeah. The Psystorm is going to be what he relies on here. Psystorm and feedbacks. We'll have to see how well he can do with that. A lot of SCVs
Okay, he's setting
coming.
his SCVs.
Oh,
this
wow.
is sort of do or die. The problem right now is I think he was probably hoping that eventually Hero would have had at least a third base by now.
Yeah, Hero's really been masking
Now,
it too.
he sees the Marines and the Banshee, but he doesn't see the Thors yet. Which is going to be problematic because the Thors are, what pack the punch with this. And remember, those SCVs can auto-repair the Thors.
That's why Psystorm going to be very important here. He does have 2 High Templars sitting back.
He can feedback the
In fact, he
Thors
has,
as well.
He has 4 High Templars total. Just used a feedback off 1, but here we go, Tasteless.
Not the best placement of this stuck there. Oh my god, that was a really good storm.
It was indeed, but there's a lot of SCVs left over. This could be very rough.
All right, he's coming in now, warping in another group of units.
Oh, man.
Auto turret planted to block off the Zealots, and the Zealots shred through that. The Immortal is still alive. That's the only unit that should be targeted down, actually.
Yeah, he's targeting very well with
Oh
these
my god,
Immortals.
storm on the SCVs.
Oh boy. Hero, does he have enough to actually break through this critical mass? It looks like yes, in fact,
he does.
he does.
2 Immortals can take out so many Thors.
Yeah, they're pretty good against that.
He's trying to target down 1 Immortal, but auto repair is pretty good, but I think there's just too much.
Yeah, his warpins are going to be too quick, it looks like. And
auto repair is off for the
Storm.
SCVs, and here's the problem, guys. That was not just a bunch of Thors that were killed. It took up the vast majority of this game to make, but that was a lot of SCVs that he said that got melted.
Yeah.
And now it's 50 to supply to 70 supply, so talk about knocking these guys back by a lot, man.
15 minutes in. I mean, these guys could be pretty much maxed, It's when you lose your initial clump of Thors, Banshees and Medivacs, or not Medivacs, but Ravens, I mean, you're never going to get that all back again. It's never going to be the same, whereas Protoss is going to be a lot easier for them to get that army back up because there's no, super units like Thors that cost so much and take so long to build. You just warp stuff in, and suddenly you have a good army again, whereas Terran, I mean, 2 factories and a starport. This is not going to go well. SuperNova in terrible trouble.
Wow, SuperNova has half the workers. 26 to 51.
Ouchies.
With Hero having a massive lead there. So, what does SuperNova do? I don't think that SuperNova can do the same thing again because the Thors are going to be incrementing out so slowly. It's not like the other. It's not like a lot of the 1-1-1s we see or the Marine SCV rushes where you can sort of. There's like Act 2 and Act 3 and sometimes Act 4 of that where it's like, well, you could be making SCVs that whole time, and if he didn't cut probes properly. He's going to lose, but it looks as though SuperNova is almost desperate. He's going to try to do the same thing, and the problem is Protoss can get the Immortals out, Zealots, the Archons, everything else, in a much quicker fashion than the Thors can come out. And let's face it, the hand has been tipped. There's no element of surprise anymore, and that means all he has to do is keep making Immortals, and the Thors die.
Yeah, that's very well said. But he is going to go in right now. These Thors do not have SCVs to repair them, so he's going to be targeting them down so
the immortal
quickly.
here. Now watch, the Psystorm is going to melt this.
Oh,
and I think that's it.
GG. Hero is in the top 4. Absolutely astounding play. Look at him. He's overcome. He's like, wow. Oh, my God. Top 4. He's one match away from his first GSL finals.
Really nicely done there by Hero. Wow. He was just frankly way better than SuperNova.
Yeah, he was.
There was no game of luck there.
No. He was much better.
Different builds each time.
This day, Tasteless was his. SuperNova, unfortunately, going to be going home. He's still in GSL Codes next season.
Yep. So if you guys are fans of his, definitely check him out next season. It's interesting because normally one of the reasons why we have so much respect for SuperNova is that although he is at times overshadowed by some of these other Terrans, he always puts up a good fight no matter who he's against, whether it's MVP or ST or whoever. He puts a great fight, and this was one of the few times where he just got slapped.
No, you never
down.
see it like this. Normally it's like, oh, you made 2 command centers and 2 eBays off 1 racks, and he 4-gated you. Okay. Something like that. It's not normally like, okay, you both played StarCraft and you got just smashed.
Yeah.
But that's what happened here. So congratulations to Team Liquid and Hero for going in the round of 4.
Both players,
they're good friends. I mean, OGS House is where Hero has come from. Where
a lot of people, would like to think there's more controversy, but there's really just not.
Oh no, these guys. I mean, Hero was OGS Hero before he was Liquid Hero.
When he left the game, I demand an apology.
Only one player did that in GSL ever.
That was Inca.
Yeah, OGS Inca.
He's a nice, normal guy too.
Yeah.
All those guys watch WWE and want this to be the same thing. They want the player to emerge from the floor and stuff. I thought he had been dead for 9 months, but now he's back.
Yeah.
And they start fighting. Gets out the stop sign.
It's just not reality.
Hits him with the
most people
chair.
are just friends because it's more fun to be nice.
Yeah.
Nice pro gamers have more friends.
Have more friends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Hero can really be stopped. By
he
looks
looks
that we
fantastic.
We have a Terran going on against him in the next round. He better watch out. Hero, there's so much character in his playstyle.
Yeah, there is.
It's really, really impressive.
It's like an old man that's traveled the world.
It is. He's like, what is it?
His Protoss has a lot of stories to tell.
He's like, this Protoss is like the Dos Equis guy.
I don't always go Blink Stalkers, but... Oh, wait, yes, I always go Blink Stalkers. Well, I don't know. Anyways, we're going to go into Tage against Squirtle next after this quick break.
We're going to have this 5-minute break, and when we come back, we're going to have another TVP. We're halfway through today's games. Hopefully, there'll be more games in this next series, but we'll see. So for Artosis and myself, we'll see you soon.
Aim faster. 감염충. 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 감염충.